On the border of Romania and Ukraine, at the northeast of Baia Mare, stand the Maramureș Mountains. It's a large valley enclosed by Tiblis and Rudnei Mountain, retained by the Tisa and Viseu River. The Maramureș Mountains area was declared a nature park in 2004 in order to protect its biodiversity. Maramureș Mountains is nowadays one of the biggest territory which has preserved its natural state. The principal ridge is over 100 of kilometers long. Moreover, the biogeometric drivers of change has composed the landscape with an interesting complex of metamorphic, limestone, and volcanic rocks. The region shelters thousands of species and a large group of endemic creatures. The Maramureș receive families of amphibians. The more exposed species are the more dangerous. For example, the colorful iridescent skin of salamander warns of his high toxicity, and conversely, the common toad, more appetizing, has evolved in ghillie suit naturally selected. In this way, camouflage effects of the entire species has increased over time. With more than 20 fish species, the lower river detains a large spectrum of the migrant population. In the water catchment of the Black Sea can be found the whale's catfish. The fish is recognizable with his broad, a flat head, and a wide mouth. The freshwater fish can live 50 years and hunt by scent insects, crustaceans, and fishes. The largest ones can also eat ducks and frogs. Adult whales measure 1 to 1.5 meters long. With its sharp pectoral fins, it creates an eddy to disorient its victims. It also has a long anal fin extending to the caudal fin and a small sharp dorsal one forward. Near the water can also be observed the gray snake, typically dark green or brown, with a characteristic yellow color behind his head. It only feeds on living creatures often bigger than him and pursues his prey on the edge of the water. With his Jacobson's organ, the snake uses sight and sense of smell. Gray snakes are strong swimmers and may be found close to fresh water, even if some of them can live an entire season without water. In fact, they prefer open woodland in order to thermoregulate their bodies with the sun. In the Maramureș Mountains can be observed nesting site of the pygmy owl. They live in cavities of conifer, but also birches and beeches. The pygmy owl is the smallest European owl. With his white eyes, the small raptor is active at dawn and dusk. It's a grayish-brown bird with whitish spots. Its provisions consist of little birds and mammals. The number of eggs laid varies from 3 to 7, and the baby bird takes flight after 30 days. Nearby also live the cuckoo, a 13-inch bird with a grayish body and a long tail. To survive, the cuckoo has developed a strategy of mimicry. Females parasite the nest of another species and lay an egg there, similar to those of the parasitized bird. The specific characteristic is written in their gene. From their birth, the birds are thus programmed to get rid of all competition from the nest. And then, the host continues to feed the intruder, whom he considers his legitimate offspring. Mammals. Wild boar, also known as the wild pig, live in matriarchal societies composed by females and their young. Their common food are beech nuts and acorn, but when hard time comes, they can attack cultivated fields. The increase of the boar population is attributed to climate change. Moreover, the increase can be explained by the high reproduction rate, especially after mild winters. In Maramureș, habitants have learned to live peacefully with their environment. In the Kirlibaba village, traditions have evolved around this nature area, and tourists can nowadays discover the happy Romanian cemetery. Maramureș is also a place where a lot of natural metals were created. Ecological and economic impact of mine closure are still into discussion, but fortunately, nothing can affect the natural beauty of the site.